The Capcom Street Fighter League is set to bring an all-new style of Street Fighter competition to fans this year. Some of the best pros in the scene will be picking from a crop of qualifying players to build the best possible squads and engage in 3-on-3 bouts. Who's leading up the teams and getting up to throw down alongside the captains? Check out our breakdown of the captains and player pool for the upcoming competition. Victor Punk Woodley is a supremely confident player who's just as sharp with a trash talk as he is with a well-timed attack. He has a penchant for the equally sharp Karen and delights in punishing his opponents for their mistakes with hefty combos and supers. Expect to hear plenty of oh-ho-hos when Punk's sitting across from you in a match if Karen remains unbanned. They're an extension of their master's exceptional ability to get inside your head and trip you up big time, and even if she is banned, Punk has shown a versatility to play multiple characters, bringing his strong reflexes and fundamental skills to each one. A longtime player in the fighting game community, Justin Wong knows his way around the ado. He has a patient style that guides him through play when even the odds seem against him, and his comebacks based on overcoming those hard fights have earned themselves the moniker of the Wong Factor. To this end, Wong has played many characters in Street Fighter V, but as Minot stands out for her ability to zone and tease opponents into the openings Wong seeks to create massive damage quickly. Do Knuckle Do Dang is a Street Fighter champion who's unafraid to get up in your face in a hurry. A longtime Guile main, Knuckle Do features some of the most aggressive play you'll see on the character, pushing opponents into the corner and forcing them into stressful and intense gauntlets of offense. Do takes confident risks that other players would falter on, but his reflexes and skills have navigated him to winning damage on those trades many times over. When it comes to luring opponents in and tearing them down, there are few as dangerous as Derek Idom Ruffin. Arguably considered to be the best Lara player in the world, Idom's game is a solid mix of aggression and baits. When paired with the command throw and lingering projectile abilities of Lara, Idom's mix-up between combos and throws have shaken and shredded top players in the Street Fighter scene. It makes for a game where you'd better guess correctly in your defense when Idom moves in if you don't want to suffer big damage. Toy Bridges is a dictator player who controls his space better than most of the players in the game. Paired with the tricky mobility and moves of M. Bison, Toy is comfortable getting in, poking at your defenses, or slipping in a sneaky hit, and getting out of engagements. He knows the spacing and danger zones well between his character and others on the Street Fighter roster, and that makes playing against his opportunistic style a tough game of patience. Whether he's dashing in or out of your space, opponents who throw careless moves out will quickly find themselves on the painful end of Toy's counterplays. Among the world of Street Fighter players, Alan Nephew's son is a player that has worked towards building the case that Colleen is a character to worry about, and he has built a decent one. Where Nephew goes, a string of falling ice projectiles and rapid-fire jabs follow, backed up by a good poke and upfront pressure game. If that wasn't enough, Nephew makes good use of Colleen's lightning-fast, long-distance engage and can put opponents looking for their opportunity in a world of hurt in the blink of an eye. Looking for the windows in Nephew's offense is a lesson in patience and split-second timing. Up to Snuff is a Nakali main with a solid mix of aggression and patience. He has a love for mind games in his playstyle, setting up real pressure to make his opponents afraid of fake pressure. Get caught up in his guessing game and Up to Snuff will take you for a nasty ride. Players in a match with Just a Kid's Yuri better be on guard out of the gate. His rushdown offense with her is a gauntlet that only becomes more potent as he builds her charges or has V-Trigger ready to roll. Yuri may have a startup to her offense, but Just a Kid navigates it expertly. Rob TV is a player with versatility behind him. His best is arguably centered around Karen, but with counter picks and banning in the mix, he also knows his way around characters like Guile and Lara, making Rob a well-balanced player in a great deal of situations and matchups. When it comes to Rashid players, offense can come from any angle, and JB brings that versatility to Rashid. Moving in, moving out, chasing players down, and putting constant pressure on them are all strong in JB's game, and your defense better be on point if you don't want to be caught in the storm. When it comes to a calculated Akuma, Samurai is a worthy asset to the team. He can handle a fireball war with the best of them, and is just as capable of delivering a decent rushdown to keep his opponents sweating if they can't figure out his pattern or break his concentration. An aggressive Necalli player, Psycho is fast as can be to get in opponents' faces and light them up with claws and throws for days. The moment Psycho knocks you down, he'll be in and on top of you for the next wave of attacks, and his reaction against the air is impeccable. If you can't overcome the aggression, you're already done. Brian F brings the Boxer's Blitz to the player pools. When it comes to handling Balrog's charge-ins proper, he consistently finds even the smallest of openings. With the constant pressure and ever-present threat of a crush counter, guessing and countering Brian F's rushdowns is easier said than done. When tricks and speed are what the team needs, Shine has it covered with his Ibuki play. Besides his decent footsies and poke game, Shine has strong use of Ibuki's kunai and shuriken projectiles to keep his opponents blocking and desperately looking for an opening. Even if they find it, Shine has the wake-up combo game to punish anyone who gets too cocky. Broly Legs is a Chun-Li that will wipe the floor with the unprepared. If it's not the constant threat of fireballs opponents need to watch out for, it's the constant threat of hit confirms that can quickly turn into a flurry of kicks. Failure to figure out the holes in the fast and varied offense of Broly Legs will leave players in a dizzy state faster than they can blink. A champion of the Versus series, Dual Kevin brings a strong skill set over to Street Fighter V, manning Rashid. Despite the difference in games, his mix-ups and pressure between projectiles and rushdown combos make Dual Kevin a definite threat for the rest of the pool that only increases as he learns his opponents. If the player pool could use a little command throw presence, El Chakotay more than brings the goods with his strong Rainbow Mika. Every player has to make decisions with Mika about whether to dodge the throw or block the butt-bashing combos. El Chakotay keeps them pressured and guessing and makes sure to lay down severe punishment when they choose incorrectly. Classico has experience with quite a few characters, but Urien has been his go-to for Street Fighter V. Along with the ever-present threat of the Aegis shields, headbutts, and swooping knees to bounce opponents around, Classico also plays on various characters regularly, making him a more balanced fighter with less risk of losing to counterpicks and banning. The captains will be sifting through their player pools and picking their comrades and fighting soon. Will they favor aggression and high skill on one character, or go for a player in the pool with more versatility and ability to adapt? We'll see soon enough as the Street Fighter League approaches.